Hello and welcome to another short drawing lesson. This week we're going to draw Carlos Sainz's Dakar winning Audi. Quite a fun one, shouldn't be too difficult. First thing, as usual, we'll do a front wheel over here. And we'll draw another one, two wheels further back. If you want to do it slightly cartoony, make it a tiny bit shorter, but not too short. Not drawing very good circles today, but I don't think it will matter. Next we'll do the bottom of the car, just above the centres of those wheels, horizontal line. And now we've got one more wheel to put in, the spare wheel, which sits just on top of this line and just in front. It doesn't want to be overlapping this wheel, it just needs to be about there, same size as the others. You don't have to draw it completely because it's partly covered by the bodywork. Next we'll do the shoulder of the car, which is sort of up here, so it's a little bit lower than the top of that wheel, parallel to this, or even sloping downwards slightly at the front, not very much though, almost not noticeable. A line there. And now we can do the ends of the car. So if you imagine a sort of 45 or a slightly steeper 50-degree line coming out the centre of that wheel, coming out the back here, sticking up like that, and we can have a similar one at the front. Maybe it doesn't quite aim to the centre of the front wheel, it's slightly in front, but similar kind of angle. Now we need a couple of arches. It's a really interesting car this, it's like a sort of dune buggy of the future or something. Now we need a kind of a wheel arch. It's got a sloping arch top to it, very shallow arch top. It's like a lens shape. And a similar one at the back, but it's flatter. It angles up a bit. It comes actually out of the spare wheel, it overlaps it, but it's mostly straight, that one. And yeah, it's a kind of, everything on this car's got this 45-degree angle slope on it, all these bodywork parts. We'll give that some thickness as well. So this 45-degree thing again happens just here, where the bodywork overlaps this spare wheel. There's another one just here with a cutout. That'll do for the bottom part. Now we'll go on to the top. So the top's a nice simple arch. The windscreen starts level with the back of your front wheel, which is about there. The highest point is just about level with the front of that spare wheel. Doesn't go very high, it's like an arch, a sort of bubble. And then it goes back into the bodywork about here to level with the back of your back wheel maybe. Try that. Probably needed more of a slope than I got on there. Mine was a bit steep. So now we'll do the windows. So they're just a tiny bit back from this spare wheel, a vertical line, and a horizontal line at the top. We'll do a horizontal line at the bottom, just to narrow it down slightly. We've got some pillars to put in. And while we're there, we'll put the rear view mirror in. This bottom part's actually cut out slightly or covered slightly by a sticker. And on the roof here, just behind the window, we've got a big air intake which tapers into the slope of the back there. So that's your basic shape. Now we can go on and do the details. So down here we've got a big air intake thing down there, so it looks like it. The underside of this is all kind of cut out in interesting ways, so you can see your springs and things in there. Seems like there's some lights or something under there. There's a cutout here again where you can see springs. There's an extra little piece of like a bumper or something. And yeah, probably ready to do some details now. So we'll put in, there's a little out there over the centre of the wheel. We've got little join lines in the bodywork. I imagine that whole back section lifts off. We've got a number. It's quite hard to read the number, but it's 204, I think, just done there. And then just behind it we've got the Audi logo, 4 circles. And I won't go into doing all the stickers, and because it's quite a complicated thing, but we could just put a hint of those things in. Try and, if you've got a pen that can do more light lines, heavy and light ones, use light ones for these stickers and things. There's one here. And I think there's one more here. And I think what we'll do now is do some shading and give it some depth. So we've got the wheels on the far side of the car. The underside of the car is nice and dark because it's in shadow. This pen I'm using's got it's like for italic writing, so it does nice wide strokes one way and very thin strokes the other. It's quite useful for shading and stuff because you can fill in these dark bits really easily. So all of this under here can be really dark because that's under the wheel arch. Same at the back. Anything in that behind that wedge shape under there, all dark, especially in that cutout section. And around there, under the wheel. In the cockpit you might just see the driver and his hands. To darken the underside of the roof, maybe the air intake and the underside of the air. And I think what we'll do now, actually that arch needs to be that shape. That's the dark side. Yeah, and now we'll do it. Must do the wheels first. So show these big fat tyres. Could have just a hint of the fact that they're nice and knobbly, even though the wheels will be spinning, so you don't want to just go crazy on the wheel texture. Some little whiz lines to show they're moving. It's best to do those behind the wheels rather than in front. And now some dust. And a shadow on the ground. Darker in the centre, and some little bits of dust and rocks flying around. And it's always nice to do one of these whiz lines behind, just to show all the extra dust and stuff that's thrown up by these cars in the desert. And I will just hint at that. There's a sort of chevron thing going on the stickers at the back there, and I'll add a few little scuffs and scrapes on the car as well because it's been racing through the desert for a few days. It's not going to be pristine. And there we have it. There's Carlos Sainz's Dakar winning Audi. Hope you enjoyed that one. Let me know how you got on in the comments, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you for another one soon.